of conduct.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I put in extra work that just can't be found. I took the sword out the stone, wasn't a thing. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king. God made me punch in accurate numbers. My castle won't crumble. What I tackle will fumble. I've been a leader when they ain't see it, but now my feet up. According to me, royalty didn't end with King Tut. Crown on my head, clouds is at my legs. Big says sky is the limit. I look down on the ledge. I push the bar like I'm opening a cell. Hands in my cookie jar, you won't come out with a single nail. I need all of mine. The weight of my shoulders won't fit on a scale. What's a king to a giant? Well, Goliath fell. Even if we playin' chess, dog, this king can't be checked. I make all my moves on the board, I invented my steps. I'm a king, the blood of a ruler. I feel like Mansa Musa. Make your squad disappear like landing by the Bermuda. Triangle, look at it from my angle. I'm a king, the closest thing to being one of God's angels. Yeah, I'm a king. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I put in extra work that just can't be found. I took the sword out the stone, wasn't a thing. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is the Code of Conduct with the King podcast. I am your host, JSpenceTheKing, and I am back. I'm excited. I got a very special show tonight. We got some special guests coming to join me. We have some gentlemen that are involved in a you know what? I'm gonna wait for them to get here and we'll talk about it. I'm excited about it. They have some very exciting things coming out of Buffalo, and I enjoy being able to share my platform with people who don't typically have the chance to talk about the stuff that they do. So we're gonna have a good thing. But before we get into that, they'll be in about 10 minutes or so. But before we get into that, I kind of just want to talk about a couple things surrounding the Buffalo Bills and the NFL, just the news of the day or news of the week. So I'm gonna start off with the same thing for until it gets done. I'm gonna just tell y'all, it is a perfect day for my Buffalo Bills to extend my guy Jordan Poyer. We're gonna talk about that for a quick second. Shout out to my man JR in the chat room. I appreciate you, man. I wish I could see you. I would say you looking good too. I'm sure you are, because that's how we do. Bills Mafia looks good. Best looking fan base in the league. Best by far, bar none. I don't know who Donut Bop is, but what up with you? Nice to see you tonight. My man Richard Rush is in the building like always. My man D, my brother. Appreciate you, man. But we're going to get right into it. Listen, it's a perfect day to extend my man Jordan Poyer, and I'm going to tell you why. I've been talking to a lot of people, and it's first, it's weird to me that the fan base is even kind of sort of split about whether or not we should extend Jordan, or we should kind of just let him play on the last year and then say, all right, see you later because you're getting old. The thing is, there's a couple things about that argument. First, the people that says, well, he's 31, about to be 32. I don't want to give that type of money to an aging player. There's a couple things about that argument that I feel like I just don't feel like it's a valid argument. And I'll tell you why. So Jordan Poyer was drafted in 2013. And he only started 10 games between that time and the end of 2016. He came to Buffalo in 2017. And when he came to Buffalo, he started pretty much every game since. He hasn't missed any time. He hasn't been out with injuries. But early in his career, he has time in the league where he barely played. If you go and look at his stats, you'll look at just look at the tackles he brought up, accumulated, look at the interceptions and all that stuff. They're non-existent. Why? Because he didn't play. He didn't have the wear and tear on his body that most guys who get drafted and come into the league at the safety position or cornerback position, he just doesn't have that, right? So then he gets here. He and Micah Hyde get here at the same time. They basically transform our defense, the two of them. The reason why those two guys are so important to our defense, I'm sure everybody's heard a ton of them, but look no further than last season. Last season, when Trey White goes down on Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving against the Saints, everybody, especially me, I can't speak for everybody, so I won't. I absolutely thought that the team was going to take a few steps back when it comes to our passing defense. Levi Wallace had to step up to be our number one. We had Dane Jackson. We had, obviously Teron. Teron's a slot defender, so he wasn't there for the outside. But when you looked at our cornerback room, everybody is like, we're good, but we're not going to consistently still be that number one. We're not going to be that number one defense. And guess what? We were. And you know why we were? Because Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde didn't allow the defense to lose any steps. They didn't allow for there to be any, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. You have a guy as good as Trey White, and without him, the defense was still as good as they were prior. And I think, if I'm honest with you, during the season, there was only one game that I felt like we missed him, and then we missed him in the playoffs. But the game that we missed him against was against Tom Brady. The other games for the rest of the season that we played, I don't think, maybe saying that we didn't miss Trey White is a bad way to put it, because we absolutely missed him. We could use him every single game. But the defense didn't lack off after that injury. And the only time that I felt like you could visibly see that we were needing Trey White was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that first half. The second half, the defense even figured it out then, turned it around. I'm going to just tell you, I'm not going to speak too much about Jordan. I ain't going to go in all night. But I'm going to just tell you, it's imperative that we keep Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer together. Now, so you want to say, Spence, how long would you want to extend him? He is 31, about to be 32. We shouldn't extend him for that long. Okay. I'm okay with a 3-year extension. 2 years with the Brandon Beane special for year 3. You know how Brandon Beane always structures the contract to kind of get out of him to where it doesn't hurt the team, or we could keep the player if it works for the team. But the thing is, I damn sure don't want to go into this season with an unhappy Jordan Poyer, because then that almost guarantees we have to draft next year. And not only do we have to draft, and that guy has to start. So, yeah, that's how it was for Trey White. Okay. That's how it's going to be for our rookie this year. Okay. But I don't want to go from having a strength to turning that into a question mark, because it still could be a strength. But you turn that into a question mark because you don't know what the rookie's going to be. He could play phenomenally in college and then get to the NFL, and then the speed of the game is different. Or, his reads just aren't the same or whatever. I don't want question marks during this window. I feel like right now, first of all, as long as you have Josh Allen playing at the level that he's playing at, the window for a Super Bowl is here. However, I think this season and probably next season for me are windows that are wide open. And I say this for a couple of reasons. One, the way the NFL is configured this year. When you look at the teams, the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs are basically that's the hump we need to get over. So they're the Detroit Pistons to our Chicago Bulls of the late 80s and early 90s. Before Jordan got past the Pistons, there was no talk about Jordan being the GOAT. There was no talk about championships every year. They had to get over the Pistons. And right now, I don't care how you want to look at it. Yeah, we beat Kansas City early in the season, and we did in the playoffs. Kansas City is our Detroit. We have to beat them before we can even really talk crap or at all about the possibility of a Super Bowl. And that's just a fact. You might not want to agree with that, but I'm going to tell you, we have to beat them. And the way this year has gone, the way the offseason has gone, the AFC West did us an absolute favor. The Raiders got exponentially better. It still depends on the quarterback. But when you bring the best wide receiver in the NFL to your team and you improve your defensive line, and they made enough moves to say, okay, the Raiders are for real. The Raiders are about something. Then you look at the Chargers. The Chargers are about something. You look at the Broncos. The Broncos went and got the quarterback. For years, we've been saying the Broncos got the whole roster. They just a quarterback away. They got Russell Wilson. There's no excuse now. So when it comes to that, the AFC West did the Buffalo Bills a favor. Because now, yeah, we're fighting for that number 1 seed, and our schedule is not an easy schedule this year. But it's better than having to face the gauntlet of those teams in that division 2 times a year. You got 6 games there for the Kansas City Chiefs that might go either way. And as much as everybody wants to praise Patrick Mahomes for being the phenomenal quarterback that he is, and I agree, he's a great quarterback. But you're not going to make me believe for 1 second he's not going to miss Tyreek Hill at all. I've said it. I think Tyreek Hill will miss Patrick Mahomes more than Patrick Mahomes missed Tyreek Hill. But you're absolutely going to miss a guy that can take a 5-yard slant and turn it into a 70-yard touchdown. You're going to miss the thing that happened to the Buffalo Bills in overtime, the thing that happened to the Buffalo Bills on the last drive of regulation. You're going to miss that. I know they got an undrafted rookie that seems to have all the talent in the world, and I know they got guys that they depended on. I'm going to tell you, you're going to miss Tyreek Hill there. Travis Kelce is not getting younger. He's a year older. He's still very good. Top tight end in the league, probably top 3, depending on who you talk to. But I promise you, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have issues. They're going to have a period where they're going to have to figure out the way the offense is supposed to look. The AFC West did us a favor. But not just the AFC West. Look at the NFL. There are more quarterbacks in the AFC this year that I would consider good or very good. It's amazing. It's amazing when you look at, I think Joe and I were talking about this on the hump day, or I forget where I was having this conversation. But when you look at the league this year, there's good quarterback play on several teams, even teams that you might not think is going to surprise or make any noise. You still have good quarterback play. I went out on a limb, and not a limb, but I had somewhat of a hot take. I said, I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to even make the playoffs this year. And this is after them being in the Super Bowl. No, why do I say that? It's not a shot at them. I think that they improved their offensive line. I think that they have probably one of the best wide receiver groups in the league, if not the best. I think they have an amazing team. But I think that they had a lot of things bounce their way last year in order for them to get to where they were. Even the games that they won in the playoffs, there was no way that you're going to make me believe that that's sustainable to win that way. It's not sustainable. I think I didn't even look at the stat because I didn't think I was going here, but they had a certain amount of touchdowns that I think Josh had more touchdowns in the game against Kansas City than they had for the entirety of the playoffs. Joe Burrow is absolutely a guy. He's a man amongst boys when you're looking at that. That's who Joe Burrow is. But do I think Joe Burrow is going to be good enough to now go into Baltimore and have Baltimore come to Cincinnati when now Lamar Jackson is going to have a healthy roster? They're not going to have several guys. J.K. Dobbins isn't on injured reserve. He's not going to have, his entire running back room on injured reserve. It's not going to happen. Is Pittsburgh so much better? No, but you're not going to get an argument out of me if you tell me Mitch Trubisky now is better than Ben Roethlisberger was last year. I'm not talking about for his career. I get that Ben is Ben. I get that he's done the things that he's done. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Consistent. Very good guy. Quarterback. Not good guy. Good quarterback. But in the latter parts of his career, he has not been the guy that we have known to be Big Ben. So do I think Mitch Trubisky is going to go there with a better coach than he had in Chicago? And to me, better weapons than he had in Chicago. You got Najee Harris and you got Claypool out there. Pittsburgh is going to be better. And then we're talking about what may or may not happen when you're looking at the Cleveland Browns. Today it comes out in a report that 20 of the 24 women, or 20 of the, I think it's 25 women now, 20 of those women have come to a settlement with Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson may very well, I hear so many different reports. Some say he's going to be suspended for up to a season. Some say 6 games. Some say he's not going to be suspended at all. I've heard everything. If Deshaun Watson is not suspended, I can promise you that the best team in the AFC North is not going to be Cincinnati. As much as we all want to hate it, and trust me, I have strong feelings about Deshaun Watson. And I think I've made them perfectly clear on this show and on the Hump Day Hotline and on my Twitter feed and everywhere else. I think I've made those feelings pretty well known. But if we're talking strictly football, Deshaun Watson is a guy. He's somebody. He is a guy for real. Like, he's somebody who I know we want to forget because he sat out last year. But just Bills fans, think back to what happened in the playoffs when we went down to Houston and we lost that game. Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback, very good quarterback. And without any off-field issues, if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I make that trade 10 times out of 10, and I pay that man 10 times out of 10 what they paid him. It's just the off-field stuff. It's the nastiness. But I done talk too much about it. But I'm just telling you, you signed Jordan Poyer because this is the year, and next year are the years that number one seed matters. And you don't want to make a strength on our defense. You don't want to make that into a weakness. That's not what we're looking to do. You want to keep your strengths, and then you want to get better in the areas that you were weak. That's why we boosted up the defensive line. That's why we're going to stop the run game of teams that we're playing this year. The Buffalo Bills are there. Let's get it done, Brandon Bean. So before I bring my guests in, I got a couple quick things to get on. Let's get it. Okay, here's the deal. I know as Bills fans, we wait all year for the fall and the winter so we can go to the Bills games. I get it. Trust me, I do. But let me tell you why this time of the year is elite. It's party time. And we're going to party for so many reasons, whether it's a graduation party, a birthday party, family reunion, or just because it's Saturday and the weather's perfect. Here's the thing. My guy, Buffalo Freddy, has everything you need to make your party the best party of the year. We have everything from chairs and tables to premium tents, water slides, wet and dry bounce houses, and so much more. And that's not all. The best barbecue catering in Western New York has you covered, whether it's a small party or a corporate gathering. Buffalo Freddy Barbecue Catering makes everything easy for you. Rentals and bookings available now at www.buffalofreddy.com, or you can call 716-4FREDDY. That's 716-437-3339. Remember, for all your party rental needs, just call 4Freddy.
I was waiting. And then we were blessed with wheelchair football.
This game means everything. We should be slamming, we should be falling, sweating, bleeding, just to make it down that field.
Let's go! Guys who are here every day are going to play. Guys who are working hard and showing commitment are going to play.
This is brand new, and we're excited to be one of only 9 cities across the country.
No matter what, this right here is the first Buffalo wheelchair football team.
Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. I got my guys joining me, my man Matt Daniels and Adam Page. These two gentlemen are a part of something that's special and a part of something that's big that's about to come out of Buffalo, or that's already really come out of Buffalo, and we're going to continue it. So I want to talk about it. What's going on, gentlemen? We'll start with Matt. How's it going, man?
Good. First off, every single time I watch that trailer, I get so pumped up. Okay, I'm over here ready to start hitting people, and I'm watching the trailer. So first off, that gets me going. What a way to start this off. But I'm doing good. Football has been the key to what I needed. But I'm doing good. Glad to be a part of this team, and everything it has to offer, and what we can do for everybody in the city of Buffalo.
You know what? And just first, you sending me that clip and then getting to know you a little bit better over the last couple of days and talking to you, man. I'm telling you, I am so excited to talk to you tonight. And then my man Adam Page. First of all, I don't think everybody knows about Adam Page, so I'm going to introduce him a little differently. Multiple medal winner, 3-time medal winner. Not 1, not 2, but that's 3 on your head. What up, Adam? What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just thank you for having me on, and super excited to talk about wheelchair football today. And it's been awesome to my background's been in sled hockey for 12 years, and winning medals in that. So it's cool to be a part of something different with Matt and all the other guys that are on our team.
Well, let's real quick before because I do, obviously we're going to talk about the league. We're going to talk about the team. We're going to talk about how it got started and both of your involvement in it. But I think that's a very special tidbit to start off with. Let's talk about your medals. Let's talk about your history as far as, what did you medal in? What are your medals? And let's just talk a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I was born with a disability, spina bifida. So I'm in a wheelchair with, most of the time, but I also get around with crutches as well. And so it's a neurotube defect that affects my lower legs. So, I grew up, watching hockey and loving the sport, and went to my first Sabres game when I was 3 years old with my dad, and just loved, something about the game, and, found lucky enough to find sled hockey here locally, and started off when I was 6-7 years old playing, and, was fortunate enough to get good enough and made the USA national team at 15 years old. And then was fortunate enough to go from there and win 3 gold medals at the Paralympics in 2010, 2014, and then 2018.
Man, that's incredible. Like it's, and I'm not saying it just because you're on a show, but see, so and I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna tell you why I'm so excited. One of the reasons why I'm so excited to talk to both of you. So I've been back and forth on like this health thing. So I've been gaining weight and losing weight and gaining weight and losing weight. And so I'm like, you know what, before the season starts, I need to drop 20 pounds and I need to get fit. And then I've just been lazy. It's kind of been like, then I watched the clip that Matt sends me. Like he sends me the promo that I just played. And I'm just like, I have no damn excuse whatsoever. And then I'm talking to Matt this morning. He's like, yeah, and Adam, he could join. He's a gold medalist. And I'm like, wait a minute, man. See, y'all don't really make me look bad. So I have no excuse, man. So first of all, congratulations on that. That's such an accomplishment. Man, just amazing to be talking to a gold medalist right now.
Listen, and to be honest, to play with someone like Adam, honestly is. I can't even put it in words at times, because you play with him. He's just, another guy. But then you take 2 seconds to think about it. You're like, wow, this man has 3 gold medals. Like I have the privilege to play with somebody who has the talent to win 3 gold medals. That's just, that right there is just, that's incredible.
Yeah, y'all got it going, man. So Matt, let's talk about you for a second. You're a vet. So first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about that. So you went to the service.
Yes, sir.
You were an athlete prior to the service as well. You played football. You were pretty much a stud, right?
I mean, yeah, I was pretty good. So I was good. I think everybody, we don't want to go too far back and relive those glory high school days. You know what I mean?
I do it all the time. We won a state championship at City Honors for basketball. Let's go.
That's right. Let's go. So basically, with me, I played prior to the service. I played a lot of football, wrestling, and I played hockey when I was younger. And I actually had the opportunity to possibly go to Fordham University for football. So I received a letter from them. But wrestling was always, was always my first option. But football was always, it was that one sport that you just can't let go. It's just what you want to do. So I ended up joining the military in 2006. United States Army as an infantryman, and I deployed in 2007 until the beginning of 2009, which is a total of 15 months that I was deployed for. While I was deployed, just with everything that happened overseas, I broke my back, suffered some nerve damage in my spine, which eventually led to me falling constantly. So I had to use a cane, and I was still using a cane, and I was falling. Then I had to go to a walker, and you know what? I never want to be in a walker, and it was just depressing. So then I transitioned to a chair, and that was huge because I'm a very active person. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a strength conditioning coach. I help a lot of my son's friends in high school, wrestling, and that's what I love. I love sports. I love the camaraderie. I love teammates. And to even have a coach at my age, to have somebody to call coach, it just feels good. It just reminds me of that feeling back in high school. So, I get in the wheelchair and I start with sled hockey, just how Adam was talking about. That's actually how I met Adam, which was what, Adam, about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, probably about that. So about 5 years ago, we met for the first time. I was with an organization and they took a trip to the hockey rink. And when we were at the hockey rink, they said, "Hey, we have a 3-time gold medalist here." I'm like, "Whoa, like this is great." So, I go over there. I haven't even sat in a sled, haven't been on the ice at all. No intention to play hockey. And then looking at Adam and just hearing, some of his stories, I was like, I'm an athlete. It doesn't matter what sport, I got to do it. So I said, I'm going to do sled hockey. I did great at sled hockey. I've been playing sled hockey for the past 4 years actively. It's been phenomenal. And there was still something missing, and that was football. And it finally came around. And, me and Adam previously, we practiced together, and, a bunch of other people, veterans and whatnot. We found out about this, and it just, of course, it had me right when they were told about football. I had to do it with no ifs, ands, or buts.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about the football. So is this the second year coming up for it, or how long has the league been in existence?
Yep, that'll be the second year. Yep.
Okay. So first, what is the name of the league? Let's start there.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was drinking. The league name. What would the league name be named there? Is it just sponsor NFL and Move United?
Yeah, it's under the organization called Move United, but it's under wheelchair football, just under under Move United. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like I said, this is all fairly new for us in general. So we know a good amount about it, but not nearly as much as other people, because apparently other teams were organizing in the past couple of years, just playing pickup games. So they had years to learn about this and get their wheelchair skills down, everything. So, we jumped in late. We jumped in head first, and we were at our first tournament within a month and a half or so, 2 months. Went to our first major tournament.
So how many? If my understanding is correct, so there are 9 cities currently that participate.
Actually, it's at 11 now. I just checked the website, and it looks like 11. Adam, you said somebody else I think dropped out or so.
Yeah. So there's 11 now for this year. Last year it was 9, so they've expanded even more for this season.
Okay, so let's talk about last year, because last year was your first season as a team, right? So, Matt, what position do you play on the team?
So when we started, I was the fullback / running back, but we found out real quick that running was going to be one of the tougher things to do. So we completely abandoned the run game until we got our passing game established. So I play, I guess you could say, running back, but I have moved up to either wide receiver or tight end. If we need some blocking, they put me up front, I'll block before a pass. And then on defense, I'll play linebacker. So basically like a tight end and a linebacker.
I just want everybody to take a look at this picture. Like, is this dude seriously like a badass? So, so for those listening on podcast form, I apologize. You might have to jump back and head up YouTube just to kind of see the pictures we're talking about here. But I'm showing a picture of Matt, and he's just out here with the visor on, and everybody in Buffalo, obviously right now we have a love affair with visors because of Josh Allen. But
God, of course.
Oh my God. But you guys, honestly, it's cool. Like it's something that's very awesome to look at. The clip, like I said, the clip that you sent me, it's inspiring.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess I have so many questions and I don't even really know where to start. But
it's almost like we don't even know where to start either. You know what I mean? There's just so much to go over. I mean, it's brand new. There's just a lot that we don't even know as well, but let's dive right in. Let's go. You ask away. That's what we're here for.
Well, so Matt he started running back and fullback. Now he's more of a tight end and receiver, and then on defense he plays some linebacker. So Adam, what position are you heading up here?
Wide receiver for offense, and then I'm a safety on defense.
Okay. So I guess so. My first question is, as far as the rules, it looked like in the clip, it looked like you guys were playing on like concrete
Asphalt.
or asphalt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
So
not a concern for you guys, because I mean, it also looks like I saw a clip where somebody was laying on the ground. That was you, okay? So, but that's not a concern. Like you guys are just out there, and because you don't really have any equipment on other than your helmet.
listen, it's a tough sport. It's not for the weak. You know, I mean, it's a great sport, but you need to remember they make this as close to football as you can. When I mean, listen, I've hit people so hard where they've tipped over in their chair backwards, sideways. It doesn't matter. I've been hit so hard that I've fallen backwards. We've both hit and somebody's wheels fell off. I mean, the game is just it's just random. But it's the chairs are just they're built strong enough. You know, you got to keep every time you go to block, you know, your wheelchair takes a nice bump and a nice bend, because we're cracking each other real hard. Blocking is 100% go ahead. There are no rules. You can hit somebody going 65 miles an hour in your chair if you can go that fast.
All right. Well, Adam, I got a question for you. Sarah in the comments wants to know, do you guys travel to play these games? And then how many games do you play? So is it like a typical season, or is there just a tournament and then that's pretty much it for the year? Or how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, right now, we're all like tournament teams basically. So we have 2 tournaments throughout the year that we are going to this year. The first one's in Chicago in August, and then the other one is in
Salt Lake City.
October.
Okay, Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, October 22nd and 23rd, Salt Lake City.
So Salt Lake City.
I saw that Phoenix has a team. So you guys you guys don't come here, because I would like to show up for a game.
We went there. We were there last year.
And see, I'm just late about it.
I swear. I think I sent you a clip. I got to go back and check. I got to go back and check, but I sent you the first tournament we ever did. It was at a I guess you could say like a handicap convention. I guess you could say. So they had chairs, like, you know, newer chairs for everyday life, performance wheelchairs, scooters, just a bunch of stuff. So, you know, handicap accessible stuff for your vehicles. And right in the middle of it, they had 2 60-yard marks on solid concrete. And they had those games. And once people found out football was going on, they're not here for the convention. They're just here to watch football. We didn't know there was football. People are hitting each other. It's just people are losing their mind. Like, this is crazy. Like, we're cracking each other. No joke.
Dude, that's awesome. And then another thing that I feel like I've been trying to do some research. It's hard. I'm gonna tell you. There's info out there, but it's not like a ton of info. But your coach is somebody who coached in East Aurora. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, correct. Tim Wade,
like a legend out there.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I was in high school at the time from he was 2001 to 2000, I believe 15 or 16. He coached at East Aurora. And I do believe he brought a championship there when, you know, they were in a huge rut for a lot of years. So Coach Tim Wade, he's our head coach, and we also are coached by his 2 kids who also played on the team. So they're the assistant coaches, which is amazing. So we have the head guy here, and then there's 2 boys to offer what they can offensively and defensively. It's great. And not only that, I do got to butt in and tell you, we actually have Bud Carpenter. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this guy. Buffalo's athletic. He helps us. He comes to our practice every week. The guy works with us. He's amazing. The guy's incredible. Has so much knowledge.
It's amazing. First of all, it's amazing that it took so long for something like this to happen, because you know, obviously you have the Olympic sports, you have a bunch of different sports that people in wheelchairs can take part in. So you would think that this would have happened, especially in the United States. Football seems to be like the sport. Adam, T. Estelle in the comments wants to know how often, or is there a necessity to update your wheelchairs often because of the, the contact, or how does that work?
Yeah.
Tell them the truth, Adam.
Yeah. I mean, we're always, messing with, wheels or like the frame, bending it back, fixing them. There's always just some sort of adjustment that we're always doing. And we're actually in the process of getting new chairs, better chairs to, because really it's a pivotal part of the game is having the right wheelchairs, and we're kind of in the process of getting those better chairs so we can up our competitive level and be there with the best.
One of the things that on the clip that I saw that made me, it really just I don't know, it just blows my mind, like the whole thing. So the way the play is seriously is just like football, when you throw the pass and then you catch it and you're right. So are you tackled when another chair hits you, or are you tackled when they like tackle you, like when you get knocked over?
It's supposed to be 2-hand touch or one hand touches you, but because we're going so fast and moving so quickly, there is always that incidental contact, if you want to call it incidental.
Yep.
But
I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, you're supposed to make contact first with like your hands to the person before the chair hits, but it always doesn't happen like that.
Yep.
One of the things that surprised me too, so once Matt and I got in touch with each other and started to talk a little bit, I found out that one of my friends who typically they support the podcast, they support Buffalo Rumblings, and they support all this stuff, I found out that they're actually a part of the team as well. I'm gonna bring my guy Matt Henry in.
Hey!
Matt, I know we don't have your picture, but what's up, Matt?
What's going on?
Man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Man, once I found out you were a part of this, I'm like, oh, there's no way in hell I'm not having him on the broad. Like I had to have you on. So same thing first that I asked both these guys. What position do you play?
So I am a linebacker because my nickname is Groot. That's what the coaches call me. And then on offense, I'm a center. So pretty much just because of my arms, I'm on the line.
Man, okay. So we were talking about just now, and I'm sure you could hear it backstage, but we were just talking about, like somewhat of the rules, like when you catch it, what's the tackle and all that stuff. Josie wants to know, and I'll ask all three of you this: what's the hardest hit that you've taken?
So am I starting?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I haven't really gotten hit much. But I know in a practice I did fall because like we were on a hill, and of course I was going against Adam, so I pretty much fell on my back, and I'm like, God, like this hurt. So I was pretty much held out of practice for that one, but I was right back in it. So
Adam, what about you, man? What type of was it in the game or in practice? What can you tell us about how these hits happen?
I would say we practice like we play, so we play really hard. So I'd say the hardest hits that I've taken have been against my own team. Just because we're all very competitive, and we play really hard. So I don't think anybody's as physical as our team out there.
Agreed.
Yeah. And Matt Daniels, what about you, man?
Oh, well, first off, I got to put the obvious out there. I love hitting Adam every single time I get a chance to go against Adam. Trust me, it's my competitive nature. So, I don't care if I know I'm going to get beat, whatever. I'll call him out like in a way like I got Adam, so I'll go right up and take him. And me and Adam have had some real good clashes, but I got kind of blindsided in Arizona, and I got hit so hard that I do believe I rolled like twice, and I face planted right down. Thank God for the helmet. I face planted right down, and I'm face down on the concrete like a fish. Can't move. because the chair's on your back.
Dude, first of all, I need to next time there's something in Arizona, I need to be aware of it. Like, so we're all following each other now. We're talking. I'm on it. But is there anything coming up in the near future as far as maybe potentially hosting a tournament in Buffalo? Because I think the reason why I asked this question, I think first, the more people hear about it, the more interested they'll be. But then secondly, I think that Buffalo, out of every city I've visited this year, and obviously I live in Phoenix now, so they had it here last year. I believe I saw somewhere that it was in Kansas City and a couple other places like that. They have a good football fan base as well. But I think you'll be, it's kind of hard to find a fan base that's more passionate about football than the Buffalo Bills fan base. So is there anything coming up that you might be doing some hosting here in Buffalo?
Well, I'm going to jump in for a second because this is something I want to make sure I bring up. Two things for you real quick, and they're both in the same topic. Yes, we are looking to do a local tournament itself with, 4, 5, 6 teams, as many teams, as we can to get to travel out here. So that is in the works. These 2 tournaments are set up. So as far as this season, I don't believe we're going to have anything, but I do know it's 100% in the works to try to get something situated, possibly at the Bills Stadium over in their parking lot. That's what we would like to do.
Okay, that'll be fun because, like I said, I just think that the fan base that we have when it comes to football is just second to none. And I know it doesn't quite reflect that, but I think it has a big. I just think there needs to be better communication about football programs in Western New York. I think UB, we've seen guys with talent come out of there, so I think same thing. We need to kind of get some communication about that going, but. You guys also have this documentary coming out very soon, I believe next week. Let's talk a little bit about this premiere.
Go ahead, Matt.
Like me, all right. But
Matt, I love you, man.
yeah, I know, Daniels, I know. So this is our premiere that we are doing next Tuesday, actually. So 7 days. It's at the theater in of course I can't even talk today. It's in so pretty much it's a documentary that we filmed by one of our coaches, former players, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So and he actually works for Major League Baseball now, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
We went to Kansas City and pretty much he filmed all our practices. Before going to KC, we filmed in KC, which is where you see some of the trailer. So, and like all the money is going to go towards our new equipment and our travel expenses, because it's not cheap to be flying out to Chicago and Salt Lake, where we're going to be going this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and honestly, if you guys aren't around in Buffalo, you can still donate too. I mean, which is going to be welcomed as well.
Correct. Yes, I have all that information as well too. We can pass that off. The website, donation site. Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to let you guys know I have the website and everything, so you can purchase tickets there for the documentary as well. Email if you need to get in touch.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when we get off of this, I would like for you to DM or, just get me that info. I'll post it as well.
Okay.
I just think I think it's phenomenal. And I am going to get some more info even about the team here and just to learn about it, get involved as far as, going to, if they have any other tournaments and stuff. I love sports and, we all love football. So listen, good luck this season with everything that you guys do. Stay healthy. Keep showing us that, we have no excuse to not do something because you guys are kicking ass, man. I really, really, I admire you guys.
Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
So before we get out of here, we got another 15 minutes or so. Let's talk a little bit about our Buffalo Bills. I know I've obviously watching the promo there, everybody's singing the Bills, the shout song and all that. So I'm sure you all have the same feelings. Let's start with Adam here, man. What are your feelings for this season coming up? How do you feel about Josh? How do you feel about the team overall? And at the start of this, I talked about Jordan Poyer and an extension. What are your thoughts about Jordan being extended So I know I threw a lot at you there. Just
Yeah.
go ahead and chew it off if you can.
No, I think it's super exciting. I mean, obviously getting Von Miller in the off season was huge, and and even just in the draft, some of the guys that we got, is really going to help on the offensive side with Josh, and just really excited to see where this team is gonna go this year, and I think we have a really good shot of going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I thought we should have been there last year, and so it's going to be really exciting to see what they can do, and as far as Jordan Poyer, I think he's a huge part of our defense, along with Micah Hyde, and having that continuity back there, and I think they're the two best guys in the league. So I think having that on defense is going to help, and I really think they should get a deal done, and it'll be fun to see what happens, but I think he will stick around.
All right, my man Matt Henry, I got one for you real quick, man. So
Sure.
you mentioned you played on the line, right? That's your position on the team?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so as a defensive lineman, what are your expectations, and what are you excited about for this season with all the additions that we made? Not just Von, but obviously Von Miller. We brought in some beefy guys for the middle of the defensive line, and now obviously Groot and Boogie Basham and all that stuff. So we have these guys for a few years now. So what are your expectations from the defensive side of the ball on the line?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think Von Miller was definitely a surprise to everyone around the league. I know I was watching some videos, and pretty much he was going between the Rams and the Bills. So I'm extremely happy about it. I got his jersey pretty much right away. And to be honest, I think Groot, Boogie, and then Ed and AJ better get their notebooks out, because they're going to be going to Von Miller school. So no, I think this line can definitely produce more, especially in the middle with Tim Settle and I'm blanking on the other guy, Jones. I think I think them, Oliver, Jordan Phillips, Shaq Lawson back too. I think we can do a good line, and hopefully to get to Mahomes and then all the other quarterbacks.
I'm with you, man. I was actually talking about the AFC West earlier, man. I'm hoping that the AFC West just beats each other up, and we don't even have to worry about those guys come to playoffs. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
but we'll see. So hey, Matt Daniels. And you are a linebacker. I saved you for last because this one I get heated about. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get heated about. What are your thoughts on Tremaine Edmonds, man? I need to hear it.
Honest? Is that what you want? Honesty?
I want honest. And I hope to be friends after this.
Oh, okay. So listen, here's the thing. I have faith in Edmonds. I do. I absolutely have faith in him. But I just don't know when. It's we're gonna get what we need out of him. To change the defense up. That's a tough one, because I have mixed emotions with it, though. Like I said, I love the guy. But on the other hand, what can you do sometimes if you're trying to produce, good defense, and, the run game is just, what are the issues we need to fix? So, do the linebackers need to come up and fill these holes? Are they not doing it? Like I said, overall, I like the guy. I just want some more intensity, I guess, out of it from our linebackers. Mainly, we break it down as simple as that, man. We are a tough team. We play physical, and I love it. I'm not saying we don't hit hard, but one thing that I always did when I played, when I hit you, you're going to remember who I am, and that's what this is the mentality. I'm sure they do. They're professional football players. I want to see that intensity. I just want to see that a little bit more from everybody. Like that drive they had 2 years ago, and then you saw it in their eyes last year. I just want to see that fire again. I have faith. I have faith in them.
Okay, I mean, and you weren't that bad there. I guess we still cool. But
Yeah.
what I guess when you say that, my question to you is just to kind of go a little deeper into it, because I don't really understand what when people say that to me, like, well, I'm expecting a little bit more. I'm expecting, like,
Yeah.
what more can you expect out of the quarterback of a number one overall defense? Like, the defense was the literal best in the league.
Yeah.
We had some
Yeah.
weaknesses in the run game. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of that I put on Tremaine, and I don't know
Well,
how much
that's
I put on the defensive line.
Well,
So, I
that's
mean,
yeah, that's it's a tough one though too. That's why, like I said, I don't want to take anything against Edmonds at all. I don't. Like I said, with what I said, I told you I believe in him. We're doing what we need to do, but these are things that some people in general, like, we can't comprehend. The average viewer of football, like, what really needs to be done? It's not necessarily like defensive line, it's not necessarily linebackers. What is it? Is it different positioning? I mean, are they, like, what's the issue? And whatever the issue is that we can't tell. I mean, everybody who views at it, they see it their own way. Everybody who sits in front of the TV, this is what they need to do. That's what they need to do. I know this and that, but you really don't. We all do it. But we just, what needs to happen though, man? I love the drive. What needs to be fixed with the run defense though, man? I really don't know. Do we have to add a fifth? I don't know.
well, I think personally, with the changes they made to the defensive line, I think we're going to see
Yeah.
an improved defensive run.
I agree with you as well.
We're going to stop them. Like, it's going to be. I think this is going to be the best defensive line that we're going to put on the field since we had the cold front. And when I say cold front, I'm going back to, like, when we had Mario and Marcel, and like, I'm going back to that.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be the best combination of players that we put on the field for that group. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited. So look,
I agree with you. I agree with you. This is the time. We have the tools now. Now, statistically, looking at the rosters and everything else, we line up where I think we should. It's how they perform now. It's up to them to perform. Everything else looks good. We have our ducks lined up. We tackled what we need to. We addressed what we needed to. And now it's just game time. It's it's on them to handle business like they should.
Yeah, got to get it done. And that's what it comes down to at this point. And every player that I've gotten a chance to talk to now has basically said the same thing. It's about being consistent every day, getting better every day, and being consistent throughout the season. So, like, when you improve, that improvement needs to be a consistent improvement. And look, I think the coaching staff preaches it. I think they do it. And I just need to see it. Need to see it.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I thought you had something to say. Go ahead. I was stopping for you.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot.
Dude, I do it all the time. Trust me. I do it all the time. So look, we're gonna we'll get on out of here. But before we do, we're gonna end this off like this. I'm gonna go around real quick. We'll start with my man Matt Henry. I need two predictions from you, man. I need to know the prediction for the Bills record this year, and then I need to know your prediction for your team this year. If y'all gonna be bringing some hardware home to Buffalo, because damn it, one of the teams got to do it, man. The Bandits let us down. The Sabres we're not even gonna talk about. Damn it, somebody needs to bring some hardware back to Buffalo. Oh, we lost Matt. Matt left us.
Oh no.
So we'll ask Adam that question, man. Same question.
I think we're only going to lose 2 games this year. I think that's
we as in the Bills, or we as in you guys?
Bills.
Okay.
Bills only 2 games, and I think for us, I think just getting that first game under our belt and winning our first game is our big focus right now, and then kind of just take it game at a time. But I think it'll give a huge confidence to our group, just winning that first game and kind of going from there. So
all right, it's gonna happen, man. You guys, you have the heart, you have the passion to do it, and obviously you got a gold medalist on the team. You got you got all, and Matt is a beast too. So you know what I mean. We're gonna see this thing happen. So Matt Henry, you left me, man. You left me hanging.
I did. Well, my finger slipped, so
Same question.
So as far as the Bills, NFL Bills, my heart says 17-0, obviously, with the Super Bowl win. But I mean, I think we do have a couple cup games, as you said earlier in the show. I was watching, but I mean, I think with that AFC West, I mean, I think the Chiefs could possibly not make the playoffs. I mean, like that's my hot take for the year. I mean, I think we will get the number one seed. Hopefully,
Matt. Slow down, Matt. Slow down, Matt. We got to talk about this, brother.
I can't just move past that like you didn't just say what you just said. So
Rewind.
You think the Chiefs might miss the playoffs this year?
Yes, I do. I mean, like that's my hot take for the season, man.
Okay.
You know, I mean, like with that division, I mean, the Chargers. I mean, like they're in close games. I mean, obviously they don't lock it up, but I mean, I'm sure I'll be getting some slack at practice now for that hot take. Thank you, Danos. But no, I mean, like I think the Bills will go 14-3. I think we won the division. You know, like easily. Mm-hmm. So, which I mean, and honestly, I think the Jets will be better than the Patriots this year. I do.
Now that's
think that.
Yeah, no, it is because I think the Jets. I do think they improved. They had a heck of a draft, in my opinion. They really improved in the draft. They did some good things in free agency as well. But I think that I think they were so low at the bottom of the barrel. Like improvement still has them at the bottom, but they're just not as low. You know what I mean? I think Miami is still. Miami improved a lot. I know as Bills fans, we want to kind of brush it off and say that Tyreek Hill means nothing because Tua is the quarterback. Listen, Tyreek Hill turned a 10-yard slant in the game against us in the playoffs into a 60-yard. You know what I mean? Like that's what Tyreek Hill did. So you get him the ball. That guy is incredible. And then I think, you know what, Sarah last week said to me, because I actually said last week that I think the Patriots are still going to be second in the division. I've gone to the point where I don't bet against Bill Belichick in certain ways anymore. And Sarah says she thinks that Miami's going to overtake them, and she thinks that the Patriots are going to be third. But I respect all these opinions, like these hot takes, man. I'm gonna keep them going for the year. So the Chiefs aren't making the playoffs. That's what we're starting with, and the Jets are going to be better than the Patriots. I'm with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then as far as our team, you know, I mean, obviously Adam said it best. You know, I mean, to be honest, like we have a great group of guys, like coming from backgrounds. You know, like as Matt is a veteran. I mean, I think we got like seven veterans on the team or something.
No,
like that.
We only got 4, Maddie.
4, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for knowing that because I guess I kind of threw more people than I should have. So, you know, I mean, so we do have a diverse background of team, and honestly, like to be honest, like in this 11 months, to be honest with you, I mean, I think you would see us now as if we would been together for like years. I mean, to be honest, like we've come a long way in those past 11 months. I know Phoenix was a test, and we didn't know what to expect, and then we brought it for KC, and of course, it didn't go as well as we expected. But I mean, I think year 2 we can get that first win, and I know we have the group of guys to do it.
Hey, I'm looking forward to hearing about the win, man. And I hope that all of this stuff is documented, or, you know, I hope that, you know, somebody records the games or something. Because I just, at some point, it's going to grow to the place where it's going to be an interest. And I would love for you guys to be part of that foundation that really helps this take off across the country. So Matt Daniels, before we get out of here, I want your opinion too. I want those same questions for you.
Okay. Very simply put, I mean, I agree with Matt. I'm in between Matt and Adam's take. Only losing 2 or 3 games. I'm thinking more like 3. I think we're going to have a good season. I think those games will be as close as they were before, how we lost by a couple points where we should have won. I think they'll be like that. As far as our team, I know we've come a long way. And I truly feel like this year we will get a couple good wins under our belt. And like I said, it's progress. You know, last year was a rough year. Reminded me of like our 2001 Buffalo Bills. You know, it's just it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. But you know what? We didn't let that stop us. We just kept, you know, we keep working hard. Everybody is improved, like unbelievable amount. Like everybody, the whole entire team has done great. changed so much in the past year. And as far as the games too, I am gonna look to stream it so everybody can see it. So I already have a stream page yet. I'm not going to give that out until I make sure I get that situated. But those of you who are interested, I will be streaming the games. And like I said, we could just, I'll post that up so you guys can see, where and when I do it. I'll be updating everybody as soon as, our tournaments come out, the times and everything.
Okay, well, look, man, all three of you guys and the rest of you guys on your team and your coaches and everybody else that's helping out as like a staff or whatever, man, I wish you guys luck this year. I'm so grateful that you took the time out to sit with me and tell me about it. I'm so excited to hear more about it, man. And I'm not in Buffalo, so I can't make it to the documentary, but please give me the link for donations and please let me know, and I'll make a donation, and I'll also make sure I post it so others who want to take part can donate. And hey, man, good luck this year. We're gonna get it in, and everybody on the in the comments and listening or in the podcast forum, y'all know how I do it over here. It's your boy JSpenceTheKing. I want y'all to love each other, take care of each other, and live in peace. And as always, stay positive, test negative. Let me get a go Bills, y'all.
Go Bills!
Code of conduct.